for your give up. I mean, seeing it in some half digested, half pulled out of the sky state.
They've carried lots of random stuff around.
I get you this formula. It's gonna get you the rest of the way. Getting to the needs and making it all make sense. We've got to start with a little bit of charcoal. In astrology, this is the symbol for spirit, and this is the symbol for matter.
On the horizon with a shadow.
Hello, I've been meaning to get back to you on Stylehouse. The thing that we must do to get to the planet's a bunch of language for going and getting crazy things that hoist together this infrastructure of sense. Very simple. We want to have a very crafty approach to it, like just getting something to actually help the typewriter that I want to build with Stylehouse. As Stylehouse. And schools of understanding, ghost, all these universal things that the beach does. God, if you were at, you could use a telephone to rescue yourself and drone off the sleeping bags. All of this language just plays really nicely. Sometimes it's just this black tent of possibility. We've turned up here on the beach. I mean, what we've got is like this language boat that we can steer around with language. Clearing that we can use to readjust everything. Hold it on with your hands. And, put it back all the time. Time's pouring in top. The thing that does housing also does mythology. Our central nature, what we believe in, creates space in space. Qualities to things, shapes and big edibility, even perception. Soul draws it in. Care makes safe. The hierarchy imaginable from who to go to about whatever is the kind of network it is. It is for building the mechanized bits on the edge of the body of knowledge. Death will allow us to build a system as solved as possible, as soon as possible. This is a way to build a computer. It could just be one, the fraction, and it kind of says nothing. So this is the nothing minimum structure to get lots of sanity pouring out all over the place with the way that you build the next bunch of things that you would need to build after that. It's a programming competition galactic normal. Save the world with the internet. Should be doing something. You can hang anything on it. It's a network so open that we can build. It's like a really old concept that runs the new concepts within it. Kind of like a bridge. And then all this activity flows across the top of the thing. Shape of the dome. It's a dome. It's because it's trying to make a lump, so it's got to have like this envelope around going to how different big shattering reflection of will eternally oblige Her Majesty the Empress, the public which is noticeably abandoning the theatre because it cannot be served according to its wishes and has waited for a long time for an opera by Beethoven. The theatre whose duty is always to fulfill as far as possible the desire of the higher. universal mind. Communication formative ability needs to be done on the internet. Could involve some different levels of thinking. The philosophical continuation. These are my words.
Hello,
that I make.
this is
T-Y-C-S-E. Those are soundy things. It's got
A
a very
is
small crystal. It's part of one
machine
part. Holding a pen instead of a guitar. Can't really program
It has
anymore from all the work.
instructions to
This message is as fast
process.
as possible.
It has the
to
state
get the
beyond
best everything for everyone is for me to
Describe
describe
itself, to
parts
transform the
available
carbon
for everyone to run
into whatever
see.
needs
It's
to
the
be.
human language. They are atoms. The A is chewing,
The inside,
producing, chasing.
that is the outside
and
to the sea.
showing. They're all going to drain out
To
of
the room
A
that the
onto
seas
particle,
come
which
from.
is the space that they were competing for.
There's a little meditation space. See that? The dome is like awake in the middle. A space for putting what you need to take care of. A does stuff. You're already in an A, and it just does more stuff as part of its plan. A creates divisions between things. B is like two domes splitting up like cells.
Mythology.
A is only
wakes,
the idea
makes
of the
things.
place
Many see the culture,
that's happening.
human language.
The place that you put all the stuff that you would write down in the place, like instructions for the machine. But there's stuff flowing through from outside of the place. It's like a valley. There's stuff on the floor in the valley. And this meaning being hoisted up to cross this line. This is a new part. The line. Anyway, you can see the lines. Well, life's a game of putting the line, making windows. You got a scribe. And then you just lean slightly on the other side. It just goes click. If you put the line in the wrong place, it'll just totally. Maybe see a G. The grinder. Well, the DE. When you do the dome is a recipe for the A. There's many angles in the dome, you know. It's kind of well, you write text. You can see how you make a headline out of this body. And when you read into the body, each bit is circling around the thing. A, B, C. C is the main center of the design, the flavor. It's the most pure for itself, for humans to express themselves in part. The rest of this is kind of joining the wall, making towards empirical needs of a machine with these parts. And sound everything makes is very important. The D, when you make things happen in the dome, creates this emission. Or it's no longer just hypothetical, it's matter. And who writes on the ground? Elvis. Who decides what to write on the ground? T. Being is being. Is mediated by where you can get these picks into the mountain of stuff that we've got to play with, and lasers to just shoot off at each other to unlock things for each other.
Such was my grief that I was unable to sleep.
Receiving that intelligence. But everything is primordial state. Find the Sony vending machine so far. Right now it's chewing up a bunch of art. It takes care of it doing itself. Travel, things you are getting it to do. Random little hatch bays. It pulls everything on the end of a ghost like this, all the way down to that there. It's travel. But you can just put it in the gut. It's more lost in one particular purpose. You just hack it around. Slowly and without overheating, because it's watching it just wanders along out of time, doing its work. So you can keep an eye on longer stretch of time. It's all about these different types of time that the sewing machine is responsible for, and how we can see across minutes of rendering. You see the whole body of work and the patterns in there that you don't usually see if you don't have access to the space to look at this up here. So this is cranking along, munching up all this art. I've externalized my gear enough that it doesn't overheat. You know, this is tuned noise. Quiet. The opposite of overlapping. Interpolation is called. To get from one image to another in a quick distance. That's pretty much Stylehouse's. This machine, that breaks down into the music that it's playing right now. This is the thing that it plays music on. But it's really just a container mind. It resources the images, which are its food. It processes stitching into sets in there, and also taking photos of it. Settings are trickling in through this tree all the time. And then this is the image itself. This is all the thinking you do, because otherwise it would just be in the same place. So this is concept art for the new typewriter. Some plans later for instance. I'm going to save that actually. It's just something that's new out of the which I'm just starting to pull together. There's the place. Yeah, there's all these ways you can get stuff out. And we go and get on top of how to tune it up. Do everything. The base layer must be very stable. Normal. It's got to be like right. So that everything else can balance to explode from it. C is the most normal view of it, but everything else kind of looks like C as well, because it is the way that thing's uncoiled to these two hemispheres of language, or so you can draw it into. And that's all that matters, is that you can draw stuff out into space. Cruising. I think that can just handle stuff. Everything's basically a thing, because you can classify it and get above it, it becomes a thing. But the types have got things like nice and jingly and loose. They're baskets of language, and the basket itself travels around depending on the language inside it. So this is my attempt to hang a necklace on the universal with cool SC. Oh, I'm looking more interesting here now.